I remember Jerusalem as being both awe-inspiring and oppressive. Oppressive because of the level of surveillance, militarized police presence, and then profiling that I personally felt. Jerusalem is one of the oldest cities in the world, and it is considered a holy city in all of the Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The status of Jerusalem is disputed, and both Israelis and Palestinians claim it as their capital. And the city's status is described as one of the most intractable issues of pursuing a two-state solution. For a little history, Israel occupied East Jerusalem in the 1967 Six-Day War and annexed it in 1980. However, the United Nations considers East Jerusalem to be part of Palestinian territory. And for this reason, a majority of United Nations member states house their embassies in Tel Aviv and not in Jerusalem. There are some exceptions of states that house their embassies in Jerusalem, including Honduras, Guatemala, Kosovo, and the United States. The United States Embassy used to be in Tel Aviv and was moved to Jerusalem per an edict under Donald Trump. For Muslims, Jerusalem is the third holiest city in the world. Jerusalem is home to the Dome of the Rock, which is on the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. This compound is referred to as the Temple Mount by many Jewish people, and Jerusalem is considered the holiest city in Judaism and is one of the holiest cities in Christianity. Access to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound is hotly contested. Each year during Ramadan, which is the holiest month in Islam, when worshippers pour into the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound to offer prayers, they are frequently met by both violence and aggression from both settlers and Israeli police. Add to this the extremist Temple Mount movement, which is comprised of extremists, including both Jewish supremacists and Christian Zionists, who are calling for the destruction of the Muslim sites on the Al-Aqsa compound so that a third Jewish temple can be built on the site. The second temple, which stood on the site before the Dome of the Rock, was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. The extremist temple movement wants to tear down the Dome of the Rock and create a third temple. Although an extreme movement, some of the temple movement activities are funded directly by the Israeli government. Although this sounded really extreme to me and like something that wouldn't happen, the guide of my Old City tour, who is both Israeli and Jewish, was very concerned about this movement making its way into the mainstream given the direction that everything was going in the government. During my time in Jerusalem, I stayed in East Jerusalem and I primarily used the Damascus Gate to enter the Old City of Jerusalem. This is a gate that thousands of Palestinians pass in and out of every single day. Directly facing the Damascus Gate are two tall posts equipped with a ton of cameras that are facing the gate and then also overlooking this open forum area where people can gather and sit. These cameras are equipped with facial recognition technology and are reportedly part of a plan to create a database of Palestinians. In another part of East Jerusalem, I saw similar camera posts to these that were situated directly in front of the door of a mosque facing the mosque to see who is coming in and out. I have personally only seen this level of surveillance in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China. Right outside of the Damascus Gate, before you hit the road, there are two outposts for the militarized police that flank the Damascus Gate. It's about a 20-minute walk from the Damascus Gate to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, and there are police officers stationed throughout the route. There are also cameras throughout the route. As an American whose country has issues with police brutality and mass shootings, the militarized Israeli police were actually very scary and triggering for me. I had made it a daily ritual of walking from the Damascus Gate to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound to offer prayers in the evening, and seeing all the militarized police officers actually became so triggering for me that one of the days that I just abandoned this ritual I had created for myself because it was just giving me so much anxiety of coming across them. And these aren't just patrol officers, these are militarized police officers. They carry rifles, they're heavily armed, and they're also very young. And from what I observed, somewhat reckless too. On my very last evening in East Jerusalem, when I was exiting the Old City, I noticed one of the officers in these outposts had his rifle perched on a windowsill, just pointing out into the street. People were walking by, cars were going by. This was quite reckless. That rifle could have definitely gone off. I was scared to walk by it. Although the old city is beautiful, the environment that's created by the level of surveillance and this militarized police felt very oppressive to me. Despite the militarized police, the surveillance, the profiling, the oppression, people managed to go about their day-to-day lives in the old city of Jerusalem and East Jerusalem. This video is an adaptation of an essay that I wrote following my self-financed and self-planned trip to Israel and Palestine in July of 2022. Please share this video to spread the word, and check out the other essays about my trip, which are linked in my Instagram bio. More videos to come.